just thinking about how we only have now about 43 days until this upcoming election, and this country is going to make a decision on if they want this country to be led by Kamala Harris and the Democrats or Donald Trump and the Republicans. And a lot of y'all already got your minds made up. Some of you have already, you know who you're going to vote for. And some of us, we know who we're not voting at all. And that's just, most people is just, divided between red and blue, Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal. You got a few Republicans that just do not want to deal with Trump, and they want Trump, to be, to leave the Republican Party, and they want the Republicans to move on from the Trump era at this point. So that's why they're supporting Kamala. And then you got the closet racist liberal Democrats who just won't vote for Kamala because, she is a biracial woman who is not a Caucasian. Her husband is a Jew. And some of them undercover liberal racists will not vote for her. They're going to get right in that booth and they're going to check Donald Trump. They're not going to vote for her. Outwardly, they'll claim that they are liberal and they're not racist. But at the end of the day, when they get in that booth, that's what matters, who they vote for. Black people, I can honestly say that you really don't have much of a choice with either candidate. Especially with the current migrant crisis and the current gentrification that's going on in all of the major cities throughout the country. You're just being pushed out we as black people are being pushed out. We are being pushed out along with the middle class, as a lot of these politicians always say. We're like the middle class as far as they're trying to obliterate us as a people. It's going to be with black people, you're going to either have to take, as far as the job market and with the business, you are going to be the low person on the ladder rung. You're going to be on the lowest ladder rung. Because either you're going to have, and I'm going to tell y'all what a black job is. A black job, according to Donald Trump, it's a job where you make enough salary or wage to where you are barely just getting by and you're one paycheck away from being on the street and starving. That's a black job. A black job is a job where you are the last hired and the first fired. A black job is a job that's not secure. You are in no control over your destiny. A black job is a job that can be here today and gone tomorrow. That's what a black job is. A black job is a job where you'll be in a position where you are doing 2 or 3 jobs of one person, or you're doing a job that you're underpaid and overqualified for, and you can barely make your rent from month to month. That's what a black job is. A black job is, and I'm going to tell y'all what they want us to do as far as black people. They want us to be in a position to where we are either taking care of their old people in a nursing home, because if you notice, most CNA jobs are usually the majority of black women and Hispanic women are hotel maids and certified nurses assistants. And the reason why is because they want us to be in a position where we're taking care of their older relatives and family members or their babies and their children, like it was back in slavery and Jim Crow era. That's the positions that they want us in. Those are black jobs, because they don't want to do it themselves. They don't want to take care of their own. They want to be out conquering the world and controlling the world and everybody in it. So while they have a corporate a high-ranking, cushy position in corporate America, you're supposed to be a CNA in a nursing home taking care of their old, ailing, elderly mother or their babies at home. or have a daycare, go work at a daycare where you making $10 an hour and can't even afford to pay your own bills and take care of your own kids, but you taking care of their kids. That's a black job. Or it's some job working in an office where you're doing most of the work, but you are like assistant manager or team lead or something like that, but they're the directors and the managers and the supervisors. Those are black jobs, and you still ain't making what you're worth. And then they have the nerve to want you to have extensive experience in education for those jobs. So that's the black jobs that they're talking about. Or with the men, they want you working some construction. And they knocking the black man out of construction jobs anyway. They're giving those to the migrants. Because if I can pay a Hispanic man or an illegal immigrant $15 an hour, as opposed to paying this black man $20 an hour, guess who's getting the job? So either way it goes, black people, we are so screwed. And that's because we just sit back and allow ourselves to continue to be oppressed. We continue to, fight amongst each other. We don't have no type of... Every other community is unified except for us. We have been so damaged from slavery and so conditioned to compete with one another and have a crab in a barrel mentality. That's why we can't never get nowhere as people. We're so jealous and envious of each other. We're always looking at another person, another African-American person as competition. You stab each other in the back, you betray each other, and that's why we can't get nowhere as a people. You destroy each other. Even if we live in a neighborhood, you destroy the neighborhood. It's just, we are so damaged as a result of slavery. The condition that we're in, the current condition that we're in, is a result of slavery. The system of slavery that they are trying to wipe out of the history books. That's why they want to take away all of the, ban the books that discuss slavery and how it harmed us as a people, and how cruel of an institution that it was to us as a people, and how white people profited and benefited off of it even still to this day. But banning books and abortion and transgender rights is their priority. It's not crime. It's not fighting crime, fighting poverty, and trying to, eliminate injustice and police brutality and things like that, and the equitable distribution of wealth, healthcare for everybody. They're focused on stupid, trivial stuff. To me, it's trivial. Transgender rights. You want to give prisoners transgender rights, children transgender surgery rights, and all this other crap, because the Bible said in the end times that people will call evil good and good evil. So now they want us to call a man a woman and a woman a man. If you're on the job and you call some woman a man, if she identifies as a man, and you call, if it's a stud or a woman, lesbian, she identifies as a man, you got to refer to her as a man. If it's a man who was born a man and he identifies as a woman, you got to call that man a woman, or you're going to lose your job. Are you kidding me? Please. You'll never make me go against the Bible and the Word of God, ever. But that's the politically correct way the Democrats want this country to be, and wonder why it's going to destroy itself and implode eventually. And Russia and all of those other countries, Russia, North Korea, and all those countries, Iran, all them countries that hate America, is sitting back watching this country destroy itself. They don't have to do anything. Just sit back and watch this evil nation destroy itself because it's wicked. Abortion rights. I don't care. If somebody wants to go and use abortion as a backup form of birth control, that's not my business. That's something that they're going to have to take up between them and God. They're going to have to answer to God one day. So all my conservative brothers and sisters, Republican brothers and sisters and stuff, you let them go ahead and do it. But that's not, they're going to have to answer to God for that eventually anyway. Now, if it's an emergency or an incest situation or something where it risks the health and the life of the mother and they have an abortion, that's different. But all these women that want to sit up there and just get abortions because they just slipped up and got knocked up and all that other stuff, that's something they're going to have to take up with God when they meet him one day. That's just it. So I wouldn't stop them from doing that. Let them do it. That's something they're going to have to give account of. They're going to answer to God when they have that innocent blood, why they have that innocent blood on their hands. But the priorities with these politicians are just so screwed up that I just don't have the motivation to participate in any of these elections at all, because I don't have a reason to. I don't have an incentive to. They don't do anything for me, my people, my family. They don't do anything for us. All they know how to do is act like kindergartners and call each other names and engage in political theater and play in our faces. That's what they know how to do. And they have the nerve to try to tell Ukraine and Israel how to fight their battles and to fight their wars when they can't even handle their own issues here on this soil. I wouldn't listen to you either. I don't care how much money you give. Take care of your own house. Clean up your own yard before you try and go messing around in other people's business. You got big enough problems over here to be concerned with. And that's both. That's independent, Republican, Democrat. All of them politicians, they ain't worth a hill of beans. It's all political theater. They playing in our faces. And when will America learn? But what's going to happen is there's going to be mutiny in America. I don't know what's going to happen before this election. After the election, it's going to be mutiny in this country because the people are going to get tired. While you sit up dumping a bunch of migrants in these poor, distressed communities, hoping that these people, the black gangs and the migrant gangs, destroy themselves, all you're going to do is cause civil unrest and mutiny and anarchy and chaos in this country to the point that it's going to destroy itself. And ain't going to be nothing you can do about it. You can call out a National Guard or whatever you want. This economy is going to collapse because of the diminished American dollar on a global scale because of BRICS. So that's going to hurt the American economy anyway. Not to mention this war, this upcoming war that's going to come up, World War III. And then you're going to have a civil war. So everything that you think you're trying to do, you're trying to hurt poor people, you're trying to hurt minorities, black people, is you will never be able to avoid the consequences of these decisions that you're making that you think you don't have to live with. You will eventually, and you will pay for everything that you're doing to oppress our people. I don't hate white people. I'm not no racist person. I can't afford to be a racist person because I'm a Christian and I want to go to heaven. But I call it like it is. And that's what it is in this country. And what's going to happen is it's going to be Democrats against Republicans, red and blue, like Crips and Bloods. Conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican. Then it's going to be the races. The militias are going to come out against the migrants. All these white nationalist groups, these right-wing Proud Boys, MAGA, Ku Klux Klan are going to come out against all the black and the migrant gangs. And then you got the black and the migrant gangs are going to be at war with each other. And you're just going to have all these different people warring with one another. And that's why this country cannot stand, because it's so divided. So whether it's Trump or Kamala in here, America is going to fall because of the wickedness that is just ongoing and increasing in this country. That's the reason why America is going to fall. And the only way that African American and poor people will get any type of justice or equality or opportunity to improve the quality of life, our quality of life, is when Jesus Christ comes back, because the hearts and the minds of these people are not going to change in this country who created this mess, who created this condition that we're in. It's not going to change. The only way it's going to change is if Jesus himself comes back, because you're not going to give African Americans the trillions of dollars in reparations owed to us. You're going to continue to let these migrants come in and flood the country and breach the borders because you're not going to do anything about it. And it's just going to get more out of control to the point that this country just fall. It's going to be the fall of Babylon, the fall of Rome, and the fall of America. It's only inevitable. It's going to happen. Mark my words. So I said that. That's how I feel. I mean what I mean, and I said what I said.